Here's the Newcastle game versus Southampton. I should really get my tripod. Right. I should really get my tripod. It'd be better if I use mine.
Wait, that one's mine.
No.
Yeah, that one's yours, what I took out.
What, the one that's... No.
Oh. YouTube's.
Right now I need the laptop. Simplify score.
Live.me, mate. I'm going to sit on the bed.
Well,
Why not?
do you really want it?
Yeah, guys, if you tell the telly, Newcastle March. Man City. Man City.
Right. Just getting final score up there. War kids, whoever's watching, they want okay mid.
How do you know people are watching on YouTube?
Just says 0
Where?
on the thing. 0 and a light. 0.
Is that live on YouTube?
Yeah.
Should I go live too? I'm trying to get this on.
I need the charger.
Who?
Mm.
Good. I'll just put Newcastle score me. I can't get it.
Oh yeah.
Let's see him. Like he like fall off. He likes.
There you go.
He like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, guys, I'm live. We're just waiting for Newcastle to score. I got no man with you win yet. You'll probably get some more. I can tell that I'm not in your side. If you turned it that way. A bit. Hey. Yeah, keep it to a goal as well. BBC Sports. Come on, Newcastle, win. For win, we'll save. I don't support Newcastle, I support Man City. But Man City don't play until Monday. Right. Always. Man United hold on to defeat Liverpool.
Steven, I got put in my bum. Cereal like my bum.
In a minute. Oi! Hello, whoever joined Kieran's. How you doing? Please go check mine out. David Bunham 123. Oh. Oops. Please don't leave us. I got no one yet. Check Newcastle score. You were the broadcast on. That's a good thing. Look right. No, right. No. It's Lucas. What are you doing?
Bum.
Go downstairs.
Huh?
Go tell them downstairs. Oh, that's a cat. Oh, Shelby's back. Get in. Go tell them downstairs. Newcastle team have done wonders to get where the Slimani hasn't been fit. Yeah. They need goals. Right now we need the laptop charger.
We're going hamburgers.
For Rashford, it's very hard as a young player when he's got
Come on, Newcastle.
such talent, he's got such potential, but he's inconsistent at times. And Mourinho, as we know, likes those players that he can rely on. That's why he goes to the likes
moving
of
some stuff.
so often. But he knows what he's going to get. Rashford can be sparking. He's still a very, very young player.
What's that
We
one
saw
called?
best of him today.
What?
At other times,
Watch her now.
not always like that today.
What, mine?
He was fantastic.
True Beagle.
The way that he scored his first goal was
Slash.
exceptional. Little Croydon turned back inside, whipped to the far corner. It was absolutely brilliant. But Mourinho's done it again. You know, if you'd have said before the game, would Mourinho take a point off camera or whatever? He'd probably say, yeah, of course, just don't get beaten.
Take it in then.
But I think United have to take.
Oh, they keep freezing.
They've now cemented their place in the top four.
Is it TRUE?
TRUE. Right. Let's put True Beagle.
They can now sort of go and relax. They've got to play Sevilla in a week. Yeah. And now they can start to concentrate maybe on the FA Cup.
Before we move on and talk about the rest of today's games,
Doug's dead.
two big shouts for penalties. Now, the handball, you
Good
could
dad
say
said.
not intentional, and Antonio Valencia didn't know anything about it. The shove, however, did look like a penalty. Liverpool, hard lines today?
You mean Fellaini on Mane, you mean? I've seen it several times now, and I can't decide who runs into who and who kicks who first.
Yeah, watch.
It's very much 50-50. They come together.
So you're not having it as a...
They're both coming in on an angle together, and they collide.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to say it was one over the other. So I think the right decision sometimes is to just play on.
Just one final one, Dion, on Alexis Sanchez. How do you think he did today? Because Jose Mourinho in the papers this morning saying it's really difficult for a modern-day footballer.
No comments are allowed. What? These are crap. Oh, the internet will go off, wouldn't it? No, fucking me. Ta-da! Don't do that all over again. Nah, what a freaking man!
Did you lose a fever there?
No.
You can have that too.
There's shields, headshots only. Okay, oh, that shit.
Are you whoever's watching?
What?
No, I've got two people watching. One. La 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 la. Oh, I'm watching Match of the Day tonight, mate. I've got a mate with me. Oh, it's at St James's Park, come on!
Probably might not have started, but Newcastle have got a 3-week gap to their next match, so even though maybe he's about 90-95% fit, Probably worth taking the chance on him today. Big crowd, sell out again. Can those young players cope with
St James's is sold out again. All 52,000 again.
Very much indeed. So, sixth season back in the Premier League. They finished in the top half in the last 4 seasons, as Ali says, but now they're struggling. And as I was saying, some fans are indeed saying that Southampton are going down. But what's interesting is not many pundits. We haven't had many pundits either on here on Final Score, or Match of the Day, or on Radio 5 Live saying that Southampton are going down. Why is that then?
It doesn't seem like they're on a disastrous run. You know, they're not getting battered week in, week out. There's still something about them. You know, they haven't. It's not like they haven't won for 10 games, so like whatever it is. They get a result, then a bad result, get a result, then a bad result, and they keep sort of chipping away and picking up points. You know, West Brom, Stoke. I've written so many teams off already this season.
You're relegated 10, I think.
Well, I think I have. But that's how the bottom of the table has been. It's been absolutely incredible. It's been so tight down at the bottom. You know, what a massive game. You know, if Newcastle were to win that 4-point gap over Southampton, then you start to worry. But if Southampton were to win it, can climb up 5 places and go above Swansea. You know, it's the bottom of the table is just ridiculously tight.
Yeah, I mentioned Jose Mourinho in the papers. Pellegrino in the papers calls this a nice challenge, these next 4 away games. And you just wonder whether this is management speak, whereas really he's absolutely petrified.
I'm taking it.
No.
To be fair, you can't go into a game like this and be a great challenge.
You went to the toilet,
Get out of it. I don't care how you
and
do
these
it.
boxes are still on the
At
floor.
this stage of the season, how many games are left? 9 games.
Whoa, this is his controller.
At this stage of the season, it's not about the quality players
How
that
much
have
is this?
players that can pick a pass. It's the
Go
players
on.
that you look around and go, let's get these sleeves rolled up and let's get the work
What's
done
this?
first. Our sprinkling of talent will make the difference, but you've got to put the work in.
But do they have those players?
That's
When you
the
look at that Southampton
Is
squad,
this-
You have to look around
The
and
dog.
say, who can I
Like
rely
a
on?
ring.
There's a caveat to it. I mean, Southampton have done so well bringing players through their academy. Their academy is absolutely exceptional. They get good players, they sell them. They bring another couple of players through, they sell them. They bring another couple, and you do at some point. That's going to blow up in your face.
It's not going to work for you, is it?
No, and maybe this might be that season. I still think.
I hope not.
No, because of I think. Correctly, they keep doing that. So maybe that's why pundits are slightly. There's a little bit of bias towards them because of what they've done and given young players a chance.
okay, we could have a great game on our hands at the John Smith Stadium, where 2 of the great characters in the Premier League right now. Go ahead, David.
The game, the opponent, the circumstances, this is nothing what you really can influence. We have to make sure that this is what we like to do, to be focused on our performance, what we have to do on our game plan, try to do everything what you have to do in the offense and the defense, to follow your game plan, and then hopefully we will perform on our best and we will get the result which we need.
The team that like the ball, since they have the same style when they play in the championship, and we like the ball also. So let's see, it's a fight. Let's see which team can put the music to play it, because it is a.
Kieran, can you come and help me find my shaking please? My friend snapped them.
This is football.
Music, rowing, barbecues. You don't know what's going to come next. Kai Mowbray is at Huddersfield Town for this one. 2 clubs who've had some very decent results. Good afternoon, Guy. How are you?
Afternoon, Jason. Yes, very well, thank you. You've got to love Carlos Carvalhal, haven't you? He's got a line for everything, and that rock and roll line last week, I think that was his best yet.
So how do you see this one going today then?
You know what? Just listening to Alistair Mann at Newcastle, there seems to be pessimism abounding at Newcastle Southampton, and yet these two are in similar positions to those two clubs, and yet all you get is glass half full here, because Huddersfield fans are going to bring the noise as they've done all season. They firmly believe that this next run of games will get them out of trouble. They've got a run of the next 5 games where points can be won. They play Newcastle, they play Southampton, they play Palace, and they're looking to win all those and get themselves away from the drop zone before. I think they've got City, Chelsea and Arsenal as 3 of the last 4 games. So the sooner the better for them. And Swansea, well, they're just flying, aren't they? They're playing carefree football. They're playing football in the image of their affable manager, quite frankly, and I think they would be a very good bet for survival. My biggest fear about Huddersfield, quite frankly, today, just having a look around the ground pre-match, there are a lot of kids who've got sides up asking for various bits of kit. Gloves, shirts, pretty much every player. I hope they've got plenty available. They might run out.
That's lovely. Guy, thank you very much indeed. Well, no shame in defeats to Liverpool, to Manchester United and to Spurs. Peter... West Brom and Bournemouth are the results that are going to keep Huddersfield Town up. And here we are. We've been here before. We've talked about Huddersfield Town and what.
I got another magazine. Come on.
your mouth on it. It's not working again. No, what a freaking... Come on. Ugh, the game's kick off in 4 minutes.
Right across the board throughout the afternoon, fans score from the EFL. Welcome back, old son. Thank you very much indeed. Nice to be back. Nice to be back. We're minutes away then from the 3 o'clock kickoffs up and down the country. They're paying a tribute to a West Ham legend ahead of their match against Burnley today.
That's right, Jason. Yes, they are marking the 25th anniversary of the death of the West Ham legend and England's World Cup winning captain, Bobby Moore, here at the London Stadium today. There's a floral tribute out in the centre circle, which is emerging from behind the bubbles at the moment, blowing around. A mosaic will be created by fans in the East Stand as well, so a powerful and emotional tribute before what is a for David Moyes and his West Ham side. They aim to move a step closer to safety, of course.
What the fuck's sake? Doing it again.
So very much the onus on the home team here to try and get themselves back into some form after 2 heavy defeats as well. David Moyes knows there's a bit of pressure over today. One of 5 changes to his team after that disappointing result at Swansea last week. They lost their last 2 games 4-1. Very disappointing for them, and it has of course riled the locals here, some of whom, and I'll say some because it was a very small amount, carried out a protest before kick-off today. Now, mark Bobby Moore's death with a minute's applause very shortly here, and then we'll be underway for West Ham against Burnley.
Thank you very much indeed. Newcastle United haven't lost at home this year, but the fans haven't seen many goals either, have they, Will Perry?
No, they haven't, but to be fair, they've only played 3 games at home in the Premier League in 2018, 3 goals in total in the draws against Swansea, Burnley and that win over Manchester United, but the home form will be crucial, you'd imagine, in keeping them up. 12 league goals. James is all...
They're hovering just 3 clear of that danger zone, so it's not hard to see how important this one is to this Premier League pair. 2 of the top flight's more engaging managers, always ready with a quirky insight or a light-hearted one-liner. Will Herr Wagner or Senor Carvalhal enjoy the last lap today?
Nicely done, Mr. Gaskell. Some Everton fans unhappy with Sam Allardyce, as we've been talking about here on Final Score, but their home form was pretty good, you have to say, Lindsay Hooper.
Yes, Jason, they've only lost one in the last 9 at Goodison, but that hasn't stopped the home fans getting restless. Just 2 wins in the last 11 means that the honeymoon period for Allardyce is well and truly over. He'll be looking to steady up defence and keep the informed Glenn Murray at bay. There have been mutterings of an England call-up for the Brighton striker, who comes here having scored 8 goals in his last 10 games. Brighton going for an 8th straight match unbeaten, but staring down the barrel of a very ominous fixture run-in, with Man City, Man United, Liverpool and Spurs still all to come.
And let's just take you back to the London Stadium, where there's a minute's applause for the legend. United's tribute to Bobby Moore, marking the 25th anniversary of his death. Unless it's safe, by the way, West Bromwich Albion could.
Daddy Daniel, say hello. He's coming home soon. Do you want to say hello? Hello. Say you okay? You okay? Speak. Hello. Say Daniel. Say you okay? Okay. Oh. Say what you're doing. What are you not having to get on? Because it's broken.
Oh yes, getting Newcastle 1-0 already. Oh Kennedy. Oh look. Get it. Get it, Kennedy. 1-0 already in 2 minutes in. 1-0 Newcastle. Yes. So if we win this, we'll see it. We're in the 30s, so we'll be safe.
And that's what Newcastle have done. The question is now, can they hold on? Magnificent start for them. And the playoffs are just outside the relegation zone. It's a big game for both teams. As you can see, goal, Durham Town.
Big game for Middlesbrough, big game for Barnsley. Great start for Middlesbrough. Ayala on the end of it, ball into the box and beautifully finished header, which is just before the start
I'm very loud. I'll shut my door. Very loud. Yeah, I'm going to shut my door. Hello.
They lead after 3 minutes by goal to now.
Fulham could move into third with a win over Preston North End. Home side could still sneak into the playoffs now, McCarthy.
Yeah, it's certainly
No, shutting my door, stuck in my bed.
between two of the most informed sides in the division. Both come into the contest on very impressive midweek wins against fellow playoff rivals. Preston beating Bristol City and Fulham comprehensively beating Sheffield United.
Preston have made 2 changes from that game. Sean Maguire has 3 goals in 2 substitute appearances since recovering from injury. He comes into the starting lineup. Daniel Johnson comes in as well. Gallagher and Bodie drop to the bench. Fulham make 1 change. Floyd 18.
Stop freezing.
A win for Preston could lift them into the top 6 depending on other results, while 3 points for Fulham will temporarily lift them to 3rd. We've just gone underway, 0-0.
Next to a London derby from Mike Williams, Millwall taking on Brentford, both mid-table, in a bit of form. Goal.
What a start for Millwall. 48 seconds on the clock. George Saville latching onto a loose ball. The Brentford defence all at sea. Saville find himself in the box and fired a shot low past Bentley. 2-2 for Saville. Millwall in front here in the first minute, and the den is rocking.
And Saville's 9th goal of the season, just below Middlesbrough, by the way. Bristol City, who are at Burton Albion. The home side have lost 13 home league games this season. How's this one started, Rossi?
Well, both sides might feel this is the perfect time to end their unwanted recent runs. The Robins promotion push is stuttering. The relegation-threatened Brewers are without a win here in Staffordshire since September. City make 3 changes. Burton have 4, including a return for Darren Bent in a rare front 2. But also kept the team overnight at a hotel as they mix things up. It's Burton 0, Bristol City 0.
Let's take you back very quickly to St James's Park.
You won't freeze when you say St James's. It would freeze when I say St James's Park. Fuck's sake. Come on, come on, come on. Fuck's sake. I give up with that, so I'm trying something different.
That was convincing. Okay. You did?
No, I bet you did. He only had a pea shooter.
So now we get to spend that money to spin these wheels. That wheel costs $2,000 to spend, $1,000, and $500.
Stop! Flipping connection, man. This connection. Yeah. Now what it is.
Can you say that all over again?
Okay, you all, okay.
I'm going to spend to spin. If you arrive shooting thighs, aim for the gears. It's a sure hit. Ow! Yes, he missed.
Oi oi. Oi oi, 4 people are watching. Hey. Oi oi, oi oi. It's 1-0 so far to the tune. Get in. Okay.
Yeah, that's the discount. $1,000.
1-0, aye. Get in.
It's down there. Times 2. So we get 2 of them?
We're going to collect so many weapons, we can't even hold them.
This connection is really pissing me off. This connection is pissing me off right now. It's taking me out. I'll play through the relay. Yes, I like dogs. Leave me alone. Oh, finally. Should be 2 now. Should be. Should be 2 now. Oh, yeah, I have to re-sign in. You're taking the mic with me, like. Yeah, this thing is annoying me. This thing is actually annoying us. Mad. Right. Final score. Put it on. Do not freeze on me again.
Dominated from the start of this game. They carved out 2 openings before the goal.
I don't care about Hull.
Hernandez with those chances, but then a lovely ball from Liverpool Loney through to from Harry Wilson. It was to Jackson Irvine, and Irvine rolled the ball in. They started really well, and Hull have eased some of those relegation fears. It's Hull City 1, Norwich City 0. Well, it's the perfect start, isn't it? I know a lot of fans think that'll be a perfect start for them. Great start, brilliant cross into the
across his man because he knows the ball.
Oh, Leicester are losing.
I'm sure Dion would have loved that sort of cross. You know it's coming in, you make your run, and it's a great finish. And, you know, suddenly now, 24 points. I'm thinking, what?
Well then,
you know, they're 3-4 points off it. One more. Win. Yeah. The way the results are going, all of a sudden, who knows? We've seen greater escapes. This later on in the season, so
Dad, we're winning.
hold on, obviously. But if they can get a win,
Bye. 1-0. Should be 2. Kennedy.
I see is a celebration.
It was 2-1 to Man U.
It's quite aggressive celebration. You know, pushing each other.
John played off.
No.
Just see
Why?
the belief.
Can't really be bothered.
I meant after that.
You know, really
Oh, yeah,
supporting each
after.
other.
Cigarzio comes in, doesn't he? And pushes everyone around.
You know, grabbing,
Yep, Leicester are losing.
you know, and that's what you need to see.
No surprise.
No surprise.
Yep.
No.
A good start then for West Bromwich Albion. Plenty of early expectation this season, you have to say, for Reading and Leeds United. But that optimism has faded ever so slightly, Emma Saunders.
Yeah, this time last campaign, these two were battling it out at the top end of the table, chasing promotion, yet they meet here today as two of the Championship's most out-of-form sides. Reading just 5 points off the drop zone, whilst Leeds come here with 1 victory in their last 12. So, not expecting fireworks here, Jason. Royals boss
Special
Yap Sam
fireworks.
looks to youth for inspiration. He's got
Special fireworks for who stays up. For them too.
No, aim for the heads.
As he drops regular striker Lasogga. It is
Should be 2-0, you know.
after 9 minutes.
To Newcastle.
Second place Shrewsbury in front at home to
Gale,
Newcastle, and Port Vale have just
the
scored
pass was a
in the
bit
lead
too
to
fast.
Grimsby. But there's a very interesting situation at the John Smith Stadium, Ivan Gaskell.
Yes, big moment. It's going to affect the way this game plays out because Swansea are down to 10 men. Interested to hear the thoughts of the
In
two
10 minutes.
guys in the studio.
In 10 minutes, Swansea are doing it in 10. Well, they're useless. Well, they are.
Jordan
They're
Ayew
not really,
was
but
recklessly
you know.
high on Jonathan Hogg, and I have to say,
Yeah.
it was
Their best players off.
surprise
Yeah.
when the red card
Ayew,
came out.
best players
11
been sent
minutes
off.
in, Jonathan Hogg, I'm glad to say, is back on his feet.
Hey, wait, if they still win, I'm going to laugh off.
Could have been in so
Doing
much
Ayew's
trouble.
up by best
Ayew
player.
off. He was
On there.
upset by the decision.
Just
Shocked,
was
I
doing
think.
that.
But there's down to 10 men, Swansea.
Ivan, it's Danny Mills here. We've just seen it again on the TV replays. Is there a case for both of them being sent off? Because they both go in feet very, very high, and they both miss the ball, it appears.
Danny, you as the experienced player who's no stranger
We win,
to
we were
attack,
4
I think,
points
during
clear
your
of the
career.
top,
You'll
so.
know what was right and what was wrong.
Or
I
5
see
on
what
the
you're
thing,
saying, but the point
No,
I
it was
suppose
Jordan
is
Ayew.
that Jordan Ayew connected with the standing leg of Hogg. I think you're right, but one leg for
Hogg.
me was slightly higher than the other,
What a name.
and I think that's what swayed it. But that's just my humble opinion.
Hogg comes down and appears to stamp on him or land on him as well.
Yeah, no,
When I first saw it, Jason, in real time, and then saw him, I'm thinking, well,
yeah.
Who's getting sent off?
Yeah, I'm not sure which way it's
I
going to
agree.
go. It
I
could
agree.
have quite easily been a double
I
red.
think they both connected.
Yeah, well, Dion said to me, he said, have a look at what's going on there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I looked and I said, who's been sent off?
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those.
Go to the Toon game, man.
By the way, good questioning, by the way.
Actually, I'm after you, Joe.
Every time I say that, every single time.
It can't be that hard.
You have to read to that camera. All right, okay, we'll come back to this after we go. We've got a goal in the Championship. Hamish Marshall is at the Cardiff City Stadium.
It's in form Cardiff City 1, out of form Birmingham City 0. Nathaniel Mendes-Lang has got the goal. A low shot from the edge
Well,
of the
you're
penalty
asleep.
area. Not quite how it managed to
Well,
beat
you're fine,
everyone
kid.
into the bottom corner.
No,
He got
he's resting
5 and
the
5
eye.
at the start of the season. That's his first goal in 26. It's giving Cardiff the lead 1-0.
Hamish, thank you very much indeed. Wigan Athletic, 4 games in hand on League One leaders Blackburn Rovers because of that FA Cup run they're on. Today they're up against Scunthorpe United. They're 5th. Adam Cottier's got a goal.
Yeah, they're in front. Jason, a corner from Max Power from the right, headed in from close range by Shay Dunkley, the centre half. A powerful header into the bottom corner. Big goal for Wigan. Wigan 1, Scunthorpe 0.
Ipswich Town beat Sheffield Wednesday midweek to make it 2 away wins on the bounce. Today they're back at home against Wednesday's neighbours. Good afternoon, Mark Webber.
Hello, Jason. The Blades of Sheffield United looking sharper in the early stages of this one. George Bulldog blocked in 60 seconds. Lee Evans a minute later had a free kick blocked as well. But Ipswich have had their chances, you know. Chilena free kick, nearly on target. Martin Waghorn
just slicing wide. There's some energy in this game. We started 10 seconds before the rest of you. That's how keen we are. 0-0.
I haven't heard him sound this excited for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is wonderful. And we have to say huge apologies to Sue Smith because let's go to Sheffield Wednesday, Bolton Wanderers. Few players missing, Sue. But what is it? It's 14 minutes past 3. I'm so sorry, Sue. There's so much happening.
It's okay. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Bolton 0, and not really much has happened. They do have a horrendous injury list, about 14 in total. And a lot of those missing players, they would be starting regularly. They really are out of form as well. Only one win in 13 matches and are currently 17th in the table. Bolton, who are also struggling near the bottom, they've got the worst away record in the Championship. But one thing they do have over Wednesday is they've already beaten them twice this season. But so far, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Bolton 0.
Thank you, Sue. What a game in prospect at League 2. The top two going head-to-head. Luton Town against Accrington. Robin Coward.
And Accrington will take Luton's place at the top of the table with a win today. They've been on a stunning run of form since the turn of the year. They were 9th on Boxing Day. Since then, they've won 10 out of their last 12. A simply incredible job by John Coleman, their manager.
We're in 13th.
He's done this on the joint lowest budget in the league. He's of course played down
We've gone up to
expectations,
13th
but
if we
coming
win.
close in recent seasons.
Yay.
Promotion this time round is becoming a real possibility. And a nice touch ahead of Mother's Day. The mums were flag bearers here at Kenilworth Road, and Luton have dominated the opening exchanges. Potts has had a header cleared off the line, but it is 0-0.
What a great idea. Hamilton can go 9th in the Scottish Premiership if they beat Motherwell today, and they are in front by a goal to 0. Back to the Premier League, to the London Stadium. Tony Husband.
West Ham getting on the front foot a little bit. Antonio is going up and winning a lot in the air, and they're trying to feed off that as Arnautovic goes into the penalty area as well. He's had a shot saved, and Mario Lanzini got into the edge of the box and then put his shot over the top when he possibly should have done a little bit better. 0-0.
Rafa Benitez barking orders, Will Perry.
Yeah, we played 15 minutes. This one's a really good game, actually. Newcastle 1, Southampton 0. Since you were last with me, Jose Perez on the counter-attack for Newcastle. Darted into the box, his block shot dipped comfortably into the hands of Alex McCarthy. It's tight, it's Newcastle 1, Southampton 0.
We got a goal at the DW Stadium in League 1, Adam Cotier.
Wigan 1, Scunthorpe 1, Tom Hopper with the goal. He just hit the post from close range, inexplicably really, stayed in position. The ball came back in from the left, and he nodded past Matt Gilks. Wigan 1, Scunthorpe 1.
What a save of the Hawthorns, Chris Wise.
Incredible stop by Kasper Schmeichel, denying Krikowiak, who picked the ball up on the edge of the area, a chest, a half volley. His shot was comfortable, but then it took a deflection. It deviated the ball, and Schmeichel got his left hand up to palm it onto the top of the crossbar. It is a stunning save from the Leicester goalkeeper. West Brom playing with renewed confidence.
And you have to say, you get the feeling a goal is coming at Goodison, Lindsay Hooper.
Yes, it has been all Everton. I am yet to record a shot or an attempt from Brighton yet. They are sitting very deep, and Everton keep coming forward. You can hear the crowd here. They've been on their feet. But lastly, the trickery of him as a player has really impressed everyone. He also had a shot from 25 yards out. Not enough dip on it to trouble Matt Ryan in the Brighton goal. But at the moment, Everton definitely in front here, 0-0.
A serious looking injury at West Ham. We'll go there very shortly. Let's go back to the John Smith Stadium. Ivan Gaskell.
Yes, the crowd still coming to terms with that early incident, the red card for Jordan Ayew. Couple of thoughts on that. Very briefly, Michael Oliver, the referee, did have time to give a good consideration. He used that time to think, to consult, and he had no doubts in his mind that Ayew deserved to go, and it was in real time. I thought I winced immediately with the high foot of Ayew, but we'll obviously discuss that later as we go. The game's settling down, Huddersfield on top, and I've just seen the worst shot of the season. It went out from a throw-in from Van Lapara, but still 0-0.
Just one win in 6 for Stevenage. Dean Bowditch just put them in front against Crewe Alexandra in League 2. Let's go to Medeski, Emma Saunders.
It's Reading 1, Leeds 0. Aluko playing through Bodvarsson on goal. The Icelandic striker slotting home his 10th of the season. The fans here have had very little to cheer about recently, but Bodvarsson has got them on their feet. It's Reading 1, Leeds 0.
It's all getting very exciting at the top of the Championship, Mark Clement.
And let's just remind you that we've got Cardiff 1-0 up against Birmingham. Remember that dreadful blip, didn't they? Christmas time, lost 4 in a row, all of a sudden on course for a 6th consecutive win, and narrowing that gap on Wolves, who don't play till 5:30 away at Villa. down to just 3 points as things stand. We've got another goal at the Riverside Stadium, Middlesbrough against Barnsley. Tanner.
Middlesbrough have stretched their lead 2-0, and the man of the moment, Traore, he gets better and better the more I see of him. Edge of the area, thunderous shot, fizzed past Townsend in the goal. Middlesbrough 2, Barnsley 0.
Thanks, Dan. Just to remind you, every single game in which Middlesbrough have taken the lead this season, they have gone on to win. And in fact, Barnsley, no wins against any of the current top 10. What a run Millwall on. I was just thinking, for the last time they built Brentford at home in what is effectively what you would call a derby match of sorts, and that was back in 2001 when Tim Cahill got their winner. Tim Cahill, who's on the bench for them today. Let's whip you into League One. Lots of lovely stories to tell you about. You're up to date with our featured game, 1-1 Wigan against Scunthorpe. Shrewsbury intent on keeping up the pressure there. Having taken the lead against Walsall, only beaten Walsall in 2 of their previous 22 encounters. Game off today in League One. Bradford, ref called it about 1:30. Waterlogged pitch, obviously an aftermath of the snow that we had. Just noticing that Bury have taken the lead there. Jay O'Shea with their goal at home to Oldham. 2,000 fans Oldham have taken. They've taken over 2 ends of Gig Lane to get themselves in there. New manager today, Steve Evans takes charge of Peterborough for the first time, and amongst the clubs we're keeping an eye on this afternoon, Rotherham have won 7 in a row. It's the best run in the top 4 divisions at the moment, currently 0-0 with Rochdale. Here's where we are into League 2, and obviously Luton against Accrington Stanley. First v second is our featured match there, but I just want to mention, how about this for a start? Michael Jolly has taken over as the manager of Grimsby. He's got a very different background. He's a Cambridge University graduate. He's a former city trader in New York. He cut his teeth with Burnley's academy, went off to the Swedish top flight. He's taken the Grimsby job. He's taken charge of a team. They've taken just 4 points from their last 45, and they're already 1-0 down. Now that's what I call plucky, gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. So we got you doing goal updates. We got Mills doing all the questions and reports.
Should we go to a game? Tell you anything, mate.
Should we just go?
We'll have a look at a game.
Should we just go to a game?
Yeah?
Do you need us?
We might as well.
No?
Let's just go. I've got tickets.
Thank you very much indeed, Mark. Let's go to the K-Com. That's Premji.
There's been 2 goals in as many minutes, and Norwich have turned this game around. It's Hull City 1, Norwich City 2. A penalty first off when Nelson Oliveira was wiped out by David Marshall. James Maddison stepped up and scored, and Maddison's just danced his way through left-hand side and fired past Marshall again. It's Hull City 1, Norwich City 2.
What a start for Norwich City, and a goal at the Hawthorns. Chris Wise.
Leicester level, and the quality of this goal is up there with the very best. The old combination, Mahrez and Vardy, made by the bleach-haired of Mahrez, inside his own half, lifted it a good 35, 40 yards forward, right onto the boot of Vardy, just inside the penalty area, watched it come over his head, and finished it first time into the bottom corner. Beautiful stuff. West Brom 1, Leicester 1.
Wow, what a goal, Dion. 16th goal of the season for Jamie Vardy.
That's knowing where your players are going to be at certain times. Morris has literally gone left foot, and Vardy's gone. 2 centre-halves are thinking, fine, he's going to go to... He just goes. And the ball's that good that Vardy just has to keep his eye... He knows where the goal is. And what happens, Jay, when it's coming over your shoulder... Daniel knows this. Comes over your shoulder. And all he's got to do is connect with it. What happens is when you're watching, you can see the white lines under your feet, so you know exactly where you are.
1-1 between freaking Leicester and West Brom.
Fantastic finish. Such a hard skill.
Yeah. Great finish. I mean, that's the sort of shot that can end up out for throwing.
Yeah.
It's really...
Still 1-0 Sydney.
He catches it absolutely perfectly, right into the bottom corner. Goalkeeper knows it. And it's a shame, because I think West Brom have really been in the ascendancy. They've been... Whether they've just thrown caution to the wind and said, look, it seems like we're going down, let's just go for it. Maybe that's what's happened. But they've been really quite positive. Quite good in the first 20 minutes or so.
Rondon's been making... Maguire is having a nightmare at the moment, because Rondon's just saying, get the ball to me, I'll hold it up, I'll be reliable, I'll be physical. Come and help me out when I get the ball, and that's what West Brom are doing. They're playing well as well.
A fantastic goal from Jamie Vardy. Right, let's go to Goodison, because Everton have had plenty of chances, Lindsay Hooper.
They have, and you wonder if Yannick Bolasie should have put them one up by now. He's had a couple of great chances. The last one, he peeled away at the back post from a corner from Sigurdsson, managed to get his boot on the end of the ball, but it hit the side netting. It was a great opportunity, but perhaps not better than the one that came before that. A lovely dink ball, picked him out in the box. It was a great first touch by Bolasie, but he was very indecisive. He looked to loft the ball over Matt Ryan, and he just had too tame an effort in the end. But you wonder if sometimes too much of this trickery, he just needs to do the clinical touch. Everton 0, Brighton 0.
Yeah, just put the ball in the back of the net. Another goal in the Championship. Hamish Marshall.
Things are going from bad to worse for Gary Monk as Birmingham City boss midway through the second half. First half, Cardiff City 2, Birmingham 0. Joe Bennett's shot from the edge of the penalty area was turned in from 6 yards by Craig Bryson. Cardiff on top and 2-0 ahead.
And straight back to St James's Park, Will Perry.
Southampton have the ball in the Newcastle half. It's Newcastle 1, Southampton 0. Kennedy, incidentally, scored 2 goals in the Premier League, one after 39 seconds for Chelsea, and the other today after 63 seconds. Likes to get in there early. Very interesting looking at the two managers as well. Pellegrino, arms folded, placid, calm on the side, not talking to his team, and animated, talkative Rafa Benitez. Newcastle 1, Southampton 0.
Now, Huddersfield Town, can they take full advantage, Ivan Gascoigne?
They're certainly trying, knocking on the door. They've had, 4, 5 decent opportunities. No joy yet. 25 minutes in.
Newcastle still 1-0.
Swansea manager said this week that he'd put out the fire at Swansea. Well, if you know your stadiums, beyond the stand opposite me here at Huddersfield, there is a lush, dark forest. He put out the forest fire. He could do with the hoses.
Get in, Gateshead. Ooh, 1-0 Gateshead.
Another shot.
Get in.
Swansea having to really defend here and park that huge bus they came in.
Mansfield Town in front against Colchester United. It's Kane Hemmings with a goal. Jamal Lowe scored for Portsmouth. They lead by a goal to nil, and confirmation that Craig Bryson has scored for Cardiff City in the Championship. Back to the London Stadium. Tony Husband, what's happening?
London Stadium.
Well,
What's
Jason, you
happening?
mentioned a possible injury. It was Ashley Barnes who got a smack in the chops from a corner, and he's back on his feet and okay. João Mario has volleyed over from a corner for West Ham in the meantime, with the game's only other real decent chance since you were last with me. Interesting to see how West Ham are quite keen to go direct. They're trying to set Arnautovic up down the middle, high, long balls, setting him up against me and Tarkowski. 0-0.
Well, let's talk about the lunchtime game. Manchester United are in second in the Premier League after a 2-1 win over Liverpool at Old Trafford. Let's hear then from the United manager, Jose Mourinho.
Liverpool come with everything. They are the fantastic team that the press is never tired to say how good they are. They created, I don't say many difficulties, because in the end I don't remember David to make a goal safe. You know, I think they had the ball in the second half. They had the control. They have the initiative. We were more passive. We were more reactive, just in relation to their ball possession. But the reality is that I don't remember a dangerous situation to our goal. So it was controlled by them having the ball, controlled by us not having the ball. So I think we deserve the victory. But of course, a big match. I don't know, because I don't have binoculars. But my feeling is that the referee was also very good. And I think a big game where nobody goes home disappointed with the emotion, the quality, the level, and the intensity.
So don't forget, highlights tonight, 10:20 on BBC One. Match of the day, 10:20, not 10:30 tonight, with Gary and the team. We're just looking at the replays of this really big incident in the Huddersfield Town Swansea City game, and you keep changing, don't you? Every single moment you see, you think to yourself, definitely 2 red cards as opposed to 1 red card.
Every time we see it, it gets worse. Yeah. I mean, I can completely understand why Ayew's been sent off. His leading foot is high, and he catches Hogg just below the knee. But Hogg's leading foot also misses the ball,
and it catches Jordan Ayew's left leg,
which is on the ground. They both completely miss the ball. When you see it, when everyone sees it on Match Day tonight, I think it's got to be a double sending off.
Double sending off. Do you think, Dion? Here's one, right? Let me just throw this into the. Go on, then. Do you think that Jonathan Hogg's reaction, because he's the player who doesn't fly in the air, but there's a. I'm not even going to say simulation, but he does kind of go over as if he's the guy who's been taken out, if you know what I mean.
He was taken out.
But as Danny says, though, Jordan Ayew is the man whose leg gets stamped on in the tackle.
They're both as bad as each other.
But here's the question. does that influence Michael Oliver's decision?
Well,
the fact that
you
Hogg
have
has
to
gone
remember,
and taken a tumble.
the assistant referee is about 4 yards away from this, because it's on the halfway line, right near the touchline. He can see everything, and he probably has the best view of everybody. I think it's Michael Oliver.
Michael Oliver.
He takes his time. He doesn't just run over and brandish a red card. It took him a couple of minutes, because Ayew was down on the floor injured, receiving treatment for a little bit. I just, every time I see it, if it's not a red card, if Ayew doesn't get sent off, and you just see it as Hogg, that's a blatant red card.
No. Two red cards.
Two red cards. That's the official line.
Two red cards and a goal at Newcastle.
And a goal at Newcastle. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. Now you're doing it. Here's Will Perry.
Newcastle 2.
Get it! 2 out. Boom. Ah.
Brazilian on loan from Chelsea.
Kennedy 2-0. Kennedy again. 2-0 Newcastle. Kennedy again.
Completely mishit it. Newcastle broke with Perez. Then to Gale down the right hand side. Gale's cross-come shot across the 6.
We're actually winning 2-0. We've scored more than 1 goal. Yes. And it's the first half still. It's only been 30 minutes played. 2-0 Newcastle. Boom. I'm just hyper. When Newcastle aren't winning.
So what am I saying?
What? They always lose. Or draw. This is just rare. This is rare. 2-0. This is rare.
Okay.
Chris Wise, we're still purring at that Jamie Vardy goal. It must have been wonderful to watch it in real time.
It was remarkable.
Oh, it would freeze after the... It would start freezing after the Newcastle game. Kennedy scored again. Why does it keep freezing on me every time the Newcastle game either comes on or freezes? We won. I mean, I don't know. I'm just in a happy mood. This thing is really... Oh, my internet went off. No, guns back on.
Well, and you almost sensed it was going to happen as well from the moment that Mahrez played that ball.
Look at this, I'm actually shaking.
Just inside his own half. He knew where Vardy was. Vardy knew the run he had to make. His finish was exquisite. I mean, it was just terrific to watch, just not if you're a West Brom fan. And I'm really interested now to see how West Brom respond, because arguably you could say that opening 20 minutes, possibly the best 20 minutes they've had under the reign of Alan Pardew. Next 60 minutes could define their season.
Getting Gateshead now. 2-1 Gateshead. I'll go to Gateshead College. The stadium, so getting Gateshead.
Greater experience. For my money, I thought it was the right call. What do I know? Half an hour in, it's still 0-0. You know, the Huddersfield Town motto in Latin is Juvat impigros Dios. God helps the diligent. I wonder what he feels about the patient, because Huddersfield will need all of their patience. They're playing the ball from one side of the pitch to the other. Still no breakthrough. Another shot goes in. Swansea standing tall. It's still goalless.
And let's take it to the London Stadium. Tony Husband, any further chances?
No, not really. Just seeing a sign being held up by West Ham fans, sold a dream, given a nightmare. There were some protests
Kennedy,
before this
29th minute, 2-0 Newcastle.
Hart playing for West Ham, remember? He's not started a Premier League game since November. One or two moments where the communication between him and his back 3 or 5, if you like, has been a little bit wanting. 0-0.
And into the Championship. Let's go to Hamish Marshall.
Still Cardiff City 2, Birmingham 0. In
Ow.
terms of Cardiff being clinical, that's the big difference. The goals coming from Mendes Lang and Rice. A couple of efforts still from Birmingham, which means they do have some hope. A header from Michael Morrison just wide, and a 30-yard shot from Craig Gardner. Almost caught in the three.
Craig Gardner, he's terrible. He's terrible because he's playing for Sunderland.
They look so good. They're leading by 2-0. Ayola scoring after just 50
No one cares about Middlesbrough.
And every time he has the ball, he just wants to run. And Barnsley just cannot contain him at the moment. Barnsley have really not had anything. Haven't had a shot there. They're making an attack now, but it's so rare they get over the halfway line. It's all Middlesbrough. They lead Barnsley by 2 goals today.
And you genuinely do not know what's going to happen next at the Medeski Stadium, Emma Saunders.
Yeah, absolutely, Jason. I said we weren't expecting fireworks, but Reading, they started here with a bang. Bodvarsson put them ahead after 15, and he's just had another cleared off the line here. Evansid followed up with an absolute bullet, but it was blocked away again. And Reading have the lead here by a goal to nil.
It's a big game for Hull City today, now it's Prem G, because they're in trouble at the bottom.
They are, and they're in trouble here because it's Hull City 1, Norwich
Well,
City 2.
you're
They had a
allowed to go
perfect
in.
start, and then those 2 goals in the space of a minute from James Maddison completely turning the whole complexion of this game. Now, Norwich have had to bring off Morris Leitner. Ivo Pinto's on hit. Leitner injured, so Pinto the replacement. And Hull have responded well. They've had a couple of chances, and Hernandez has had a penalty shout turned down. Remember, the referee gave Norwich a penalty, but Hull not getting
I feel like
Hull
singing,
City 1,
but I don't want to sing.
let's get the latest form.
I'm the worst singer in the world.
Really enjoying this one. This is a rip-roaring London derby. Since you were last with me, Brentford have had a goal disallowed.
Never knew Millwall had a player called Savile.
From a corner into the back of the net, but the Millwall back line stepped up as well.
Boy, he's the one who
and
scored,
the flag
yeah.
went up. That goal, though, that Millwall scored after just 51 seconds by George Savile. Now, he scored against Hull in midweek after 51 seconds, and the club, at least, is saying he scored after 51 seconds again today. I have to say, I timed it at about 48, 49 seconds, but hey, if the club is saying it, that surely has to be a first in English football. 2 games in succession, scoring after
Obviously, Newcastle's my local team.
That is amazing, isn't it? And into League One to the
I just got into Gateshead College Academy for Sport. The Gateshead Stadium.
Goals, Tom Hopper cancelling out
Oh,
Shea
Gateshead,
Dunkley. Wigan just about edging this, but in danger of losing ground in the automatic promotion race. Christian Walton in the Wigan goal has been quiet since conceding. Wigan creating chances but not scoring. Wigan 1, Scunthorpe 1.
And back to Goodison, Lindsay Hooper.
Still 0-0. A ball was heaped into the Everton box. It has been all Everton so far this afternoon. And a header flicked on by a Brighton defender, found Balassi, and there he was, twisting as he headed. The ball went over. He's everywhere in this match, Balassi, but not yet found the finish. 0-0.
Okay, we'll go back around the grounds very shortly, but Manchester United 5 points ahead of Liverpool in the Premier League table after that 2-1 win at Old Trafford this lunchtime. We've heard from Jose Mourinho. Let's hear from Jurgen Klopp.
Being at Manchester 2-0 down is not a good idea, obviously, and the goals we conceded were both around long balls, Lukaku, the second ball situation.
I need a toilet.
Romelu Lukaku is one of the best strikers.
Is it toilet?
Especially in these aerial duels. And we fought for this, they are not there, but we need to protect the situation better. We need to be around, we need to pick up.
There we go.
We were not. At the end, Rashford could lose the situation twice. So that's isolated from the rest of the game, 2 very decisive situations. And then we had, in the first half, before the goals, after the goals, we were the dominant side. We had moments, we had good crosses, we came on the touchline, we were in the box really often. It's not easy, we had opportunities to shoot from distance, all that stuff. Set pieces were good, but yeah, not good enough because we didn't score. I know that. And we have to chase the game again in the second half.
And remember, highlights tonight on Match Today at 10:20. Right there, Mark Clement has got the latest from the EFL.
Yeah, and we're pretty much as we were since last time I was with you, actually, in the Championship. But I did want to take a moment just to pick out what's going on with Hull City this season. You might remember Leonard Slutsky started the season 4 wins in 20. Nigel Adkins has come in 3 wins in 14. So no real change, apart from the fact under Slutsky, Hull were involved in games that had 71 goals in them as opposed to under Nigel Adkins 28. So a very different approach, sadly, in terms of being behind again. Exactly what Hull fans have become used to this season. I wonder if we could have 2 teams doing the double relegation. Sunderland and Hull potentially straight out of the Premier League, straight into League One. Talking of League One, should just mention the magnificent run that Blackburn Rovers have been on at home. 15 unbeaten at home. They've got Blackpool today. But big honours at the moment are going to Plymouth Argyle. I've been to see them this week. They're in absolutely rampant form. Remember, they were bottom of the table on the 9th of December. They've since gone 11 wins and just a single defeat in 15 games. Quite a nice story as well. Moses McCasey, on his debut, just 30 minutes in, has given them the lead there. Last time they won 6 in a row was when they were promoted out of the 3rd tier in 2004. So ominously moving into position. Lovely gesture from Portsmouth today. It's Mother's Day tomorrow, so rather than little children wandering around the pitch and bringing the team out, it was mums who came out today. All splendid in their shirt and looking slightly gawky and awkward. And let's take you into League 2. And here's where we are, with a little bit of luck there. confirmation that Mansfield, under new manager David Flitcroft, has taken over from Steve Evans, who's moved to Peterborough. I commend Forest Green Rovers. What a run they have been on. If you remember, they spent big parts of the season propping up the table. Started the day 7 points clear of the relegation zone, been on one heck of a run. And the one game I'm surprised is still 0-0 at the moment is that game involving Wickham, because in their league matches so far this season, there have been 118 goals, the most in the top 4 divisions, but 0-0 as things stand at the moment. You are up to date, I think. Just checking my monitor. Yep, we're up to date on the EFL, Jason.
Yes, Mark, thank you very much indeed. Right, let's go to the Hawthorns. Goal disallowed. Chris Wise.
A goal for Leicester that was chalked off, and a second it would have been for Jamie Vardy. Ben Chilwell sliding the ball through to Vardy inside the penalty area. His finish was precise again, but the linesman got the ball absolutely spot on. Vardy was disappointed, to say the least, with the decision, but it was the right one. What I can tell you about West Brom is that impetus they had early on, unfortunately for the home side, is fading fast. They can't deal with the intricacy of Leicester's play at the moment, but it is still 1-1.
Mark Hammond just mentioned Forest Green. They've just got a goal behind. Notts County in front through Liam Noble. Right then, correct decision, Dion?
Yes, he was a yard off. He just starts his run just a little bit too quick for his own good sometimes, Vardy. Yeah, he's offside. The referee gets it bang on.
Well, you've spotted something, Danny.
Well, it's a brilliant call from the linesman, because looking at it from the linesman's perspective, both teams are wearing blue shirts with white numbers. There's only a slight difference. Okay, West Brom from the front have got stripes, but from the back, both shirts look very, very similar. I'm surprised they've been allowed to wear that. Makes it even better from the linesman that he gets that right. I mean, really difficult to spot, but well done, the linesman.
Okay, Bristol Rovers in front against Northampton. Carl Bennett with the goal. And Bury now 2-0 up against Oldham. Neil Dans with the goal. Let's go to the London Stadium. A chance for West Ham, Tony Husband.
Yeah, very good chance as well for Manuel Lanzini. It was a header over the top that came in from Kouyaté. And Nick Pope came off his line, the Burnley keeper. I felt he probably should have kept coming. He might have got there first. Instead, he retreated, setting up the space for Lanzini to step into and take the chance. His side-footed effort deflected wide for a corner from which nothing came, and it remains 0-0.
Quick question for Ivan Gaskell. Huddersfield Town, looking at the stats, 10 shots. How many on target, Ivan?
I can't recall one, actually, and do you know what? I'm going to use the P word and the F word here. Patience and frustration. They've got to show plenty of patience, because Swansea are showing a different side to their game here. They're digging in. They've been impressive since they lost Ayew early on, and the frustration will no doubt grow. I'm sure the two guys in the studio have been in situations like this. Not always easy against 10 men when they all drop behind the ball like this.
Very true. They're nodding their heads in agreement with you, Ivan. Thank you very much indeed. By the way, you are 100% accurate as well. No shots on target so far for Huddersfield Town. Let's go to the KCOM Stadium. That's Premji. Goal.
Another goal, and it's a hat-trick for James Maddison. It goes from bad to worse for Hull. It's Hull City 1, Norwich City 3, and another penalty. The referee, Mr. Robinson, as you can expect, he's not popular with the locals. It was the right call, though, and Maddison has a hat-trick, and Hull are in all sorts of bother. Hull City 1, Norwich City 3.
13 goals for the season then for James Maddison. Let's go back to Will Perry.
4.5 minutes till half-time here, Jason. It's Newcastle 2, Southampton 0. I don't think any of the Newcastle fans expected this scoreline in the first half. And really interesting, actually, just looking at the possession stats, because Southampton have had nearly 70% of the ball here this afternoon. And yet it's Newcastle you lead by 2 goals to 0. Both goals coming from Kennedy. But Newcastle happy to let Southampton have the ball in the middle of the park and hit them on the counter both times. Newcastle 2, Southampton 0.
Okay, who's the happier manager at Goodison, Lindsay Hooper?
Well, I was just admiring a little exchange between the two on the touchline, both smiling. Allardyce and Houghton engaged in a bit of a conversation. And you wonder if the chat there was Allardyce saying, you're playing me at my own game away from home, because that is exactly what's happening here. They are soaking up the pressure, Brighton, and you think that Everton really should be 1 or 2 goals to the good. Balassi wanted a penalty a few moments ago. He looked to go down way too easily in the box, and the referee waved that away. It's still goalless.
Okay, we shall talk very quickly before we go back around the grounds, boys, about Marcus Rashford, because according to... Oh, right, hang on a second. There's a penalty somewhere. Right, okay. Just what I wanted to get into. Marcus Rashford, we've got a penalty. Naz Prenji.
Another penalty. It's the third of this crazy game, and this one's gone to Hull City. And it is Abel Hernandez who's got the ball on the spot. Hernandez steps up and he scores. And they are well and truly back in it now. It's Hull City 2, Norwich City 3. I need a lie down in this crazy, crazy game.
5 goals inside 40 minutes. Wonderful stuff. Naz, thank you very much indeed. Right, am I okay to talk about not Naz Premji? This is great. This is great. Do you want to do this?
It's not that hard to do your job, you know.
Go and do this. We got time to talk about Marcus Rashford because this is really good. This is a really good story because Jose Mourinho, speaking to 5 Live after the game, has said the following about Marcus Rashford, and it obviously has implications for England. I spoke with Gareth Southgate a few weeks ago, England manager. Gareth told me it doesn't matter if Rashford plays or if he doesn't play for United. He trusts the kid, and the kid is going to the World Cup. So he doesn't need to impress Gareth. Gareth knows what he is. Gareth knows what he can do and what he can do at the World Cup. Very interesting stuff from Jose Mourinho. So we know one player who's going to the World Cup, Marcus Rashford.
And rightly so. Yeah. And rightly so. He's one of the players that can sort of something out of nothing. You've got to take players like Rashford. He's excited. He's only a kid. And I believe what Gareth says as well. He's reliable. He'll always put a performance in for you going forward or defending. So when it comes to first names on the team sheet, I don't think it's a bad one.
Your reaction to that?
I'm not really surprised. I mean, I'm not convinced Gareth would have said he is definitely going. There's still maybe injury, all those sort of things come into it. He said, look, if he's fit, yes, he's more than likely to go, and I want him to be involved. Things can always change. Now we've still got 2-3 months to go.
He might be going to watch a game. So he'll be going to the World Cup.
Well, he's got tickets for Portugal. Is that what he meant?
So yeah, but he is. He's a fantastic player. And he's an impact player. So even if he doesn't play, the problem is England don't have 23 players playing regularly. So Gareth can't pick a whole squad that's playing week in, week out.
Can I come back to this in just a moment?
You can.
Please, thank you. Okay, let's go to Adam Cotier because they're the goal at the DW.
And it's for Wigan. Wigan 2, Scunthorpe 1. Will Grigg with the goal, the top scorer across on the left. A bit of fortune about it. The shot deflected
Will Grigg.
Past Matt Childs. It's Wigan 2, Scunthorpe 1.
And we said we didn't know what's going to happen next at the midday ski goal. Emma Saunders.
And Leeds have themselves an equaliser here right on the cusp of half-time. Pontus Jansson, perhaps not the most likely candidate, has the goal.
Still
really
2-0.
nice, actually sliced on the outside of his boot, just outside the 6-yard box. And having gone 2 matches without scoring and conceding 6 in the process, they've come here, they found the back of the net. It's Reading 1, Leeds 1.
Free kick, Ivan Gaskell.
28 yards out. It's struck by Ince, but weak in my opinion. And I've got to say, it wasn't difficult for Fabianski to get behind it. And here's a question. Have there ever been 2 brothers sent off in one game for the same team? Because Jordan Ayew went early. His brother Andre Ayew just took out Ince for that free kick. He didn't get a yellow, but it could happen. I wonder.
Good question. Hashtag BBC Football. Get involved. 2 brothers who've been sent off for the same side. Very good question. Goal, Robin Cowan.
And Accrington, as it stands, will go top of the league. It's Luton 0, Accrington 1. Sean McConville with a stunning left-footed effort just out of the reach of the Luton goalkeeper, Marek Steck. It's Luton 0, Accrington Stanley 1.
Can we go back to the Jose Mourinho story? We can. Because here is the thing. Okay, 2 managers talking. Gareth Southgate, national manager for England. If indeed he did say to Jose Mourinho that Marcus Rashford is going, does a club manager need to keep his mouth shut?
Well, again, it depends what Gareth has said to Jose Mourinho. Okay, I know he speaks exceptionally good English, but it's not his first language. It might have, until we hear from Gareth exactly what was said, he might have intimated that he was going. Yes, I think I'm going to take him.
Come on, Danny. Jose Mourinho knows what he's doing.
Not necessarily, but not.
Yeah, I think
there is a little bit that can get lost in that.
Yeah, I think Gareth told him.
Yeah,
and he's told the press.
And Jose's been a bit mischievous.
Yeah, I think so. I think Jose knows what he's doing. He's got the information. He's been told. Marcus had a great game today, and he's just telling the press that he's going. I don't think there's any crosswise at all. I think he knows what he's doing. Marcus is going. The gaffer. That's what I used to play with, long time ago. Gareth knows.
Yeah.
He's told him, and he shouldn't really have said anything. But
because here's the thing: Joe Hart is back in the West Ham side. How many times this season have we discussed the problem that Joe Hart is facing? Because to a man, every single person I've spoken to on this programme, and also we've had other people coming into Radio 5 Live saying to us, if Joe Hart doesn't play competitive Premier League football, does he go to the World Cup?
Well, I actually believe the goalkeeper situation is slightly different. But because you've got a goalkeeper in Pickford that's only had one cap, so the pressure would be immense. Butland hasn't been fantastic, and they still had injuries. He made a mistake last week. If that had been Joe Hart, it'd been all over. It'd been back page of every single paper. He cannot play for England. He cannot be England's number one.
Do you get the point?
That's the point. I do, but the awkward thing now is Gareth is probably going to have a conversation with Marcus Rashford and either sort of confirm or say, hang on a minute,
Half time, 2-0.
Isn't guaranteed between now and the end of the season.
Okay, lots of goals to get around. Another one at the DW, Adam Cartier.
Wigan just cannot hold on to a lead. Wigan 2, Scunthorpe 2 across from the right. Headed in for a second goal for Tom Hopper. Wigan 2, Scunthorpe 2.
And a goal at the Cardiff City Stadium. Hamish Marshall.
Surely game over now in first half stoppage time. Cardiff lead Birmingham 3 goals to 0. Callum Patterson from close range with a third.
Half-time in the Hawthorns, Chris Wise.
And in a game that you feel West Brom have to win, they're drawing at the break, 1-1, 45 minutes that will be remembered for the quality of the goals. West Brom started quickly, deservedly in front through Salomon Rondon converting from inside the 6-yard box after a wicked Oliver Burke delivery. But if you thought that goal was good, Leicester's equaliser, even better. Mahrez from inside his own half, lifting the ball all the way up. First time to the edge of West Brom's penalty area, where Jamie Vardy watched it over his shoulder and measured his finish into the bottom corner. West Brom 1, Leicester 1.
Half-time at St James's Park, Will Perry.
Newcastle 2, Southampton 0. A tactical masterclass from Rafa Benitez against his old apprentice, and they have Chelsea to thank for this scoreline. On loan Brazilian Kennedy got both goals. The first after just 63 seconds, brilliantly chesting and swivelling Shelby's ball into him, deceiving Suarez and scuffing a bobbling shot into the bottom right past Alex McCarthy. Dwight Gale then had 2 decent chances to double the lead. The first let down by a poor touch after another excellent Shelby ball. McCarthy was alert. The second, when Lamina gave it away and Gale's low effort was tamed from the edge of the box. Kennedy did make it 2-0 when Lamina again gave the ball away. Perez with a bursting run on the counter, out wide to Gale, who squared it to Kennedy for a tap-in. Newcastle 2, Southampton 0.
Excellent half then for Newcastle United. Half-time at the John Smith Stadium. One big talking point. Ivan Gaskell.
Yes, and Huddersfield so far not taking advantage. A turbulent first half for Swansea, who lost Jordan Ayew early for his high tackle on Jonathan Hogg, and then had to withstand a bombardment on their own goal. Under siege as Huddersfield had them penned in to their own penalty area, but they've stood tall of Swansea. They've showed impressive resilience. The bad news for them, they've got to go out and do it all over again.
Yes, they have indeed. Thank you very much indeed to Goodison. Lindsay Hooper.
Half-time here, Everton 0, Brighton 0, and Everton have been very dominant. There have been waves and waves of attacks, and Yannick Bolasie involved in most of the good chances. He could have the match ball already promised to him, but he was more clinical in front of goal. But Brighton, they've hardly had the ball in Everton's half. A long-range effort from Murray stung the palms of Pickford, but otherwise they're very happy sitting deep, soaking up all the pressure. And if Chris Hughton is content coming here with a point away from home, it's so far so good. Everton 0, Brighton 0.
So that's happy Brighton, not so happy Hammers, Tony Husband.
No, they're remembering Bobby Moore here today, and a quote from Trevor Brooking in the match programme talks about the bigger the occasion, the bigger his performance would be. Well, they need somebody to step up because this has become a pretty big game for a West Ham side, lacking confidence, but with the better chances in this first half. Lanzini denied by Nick Pope in the Burnley goal, stuck out a leg when it was all important for him. Good chance that. Arnautovic also drew a more comfortable save. The visitors were the same as really, well organised, good shape. Not creating a lot though, 0-0.
So we're completely up to date in the Premier League. Let's take you to the top of the Championship. Hamish Marshall.
It's Cardiff City 3, Birmingham 0. It really is beginning to look as if these teams can be 2 divisions apart next season. Second place Cardiff halfway towards a 6th straight win. Nathaniel Mendez-Lang and Craig Bryson on target for the first time since August and September respectively, and Callum Patterson with his second in 2 games. Birmingham have had their moments, but this is surely going to be a 7th defeat in 7 for them.
And keep an eye out for Middlesbrough, Durham Tanner.
Yes, they lead 2-0 from minute 1. Middlesbrough have been in command in this game. Only 50 seconds in, defender Ayala had got Borough first goal. A good finish from Shotton's cross, but not as sweet a strike as Traore's a quarter of an hour later. Barnes' keeper Townsend never had a chance with the Spaniard shot from the edge of the area.
Oh, there we go.
Through Tony Pulis' side, anything but for Barnsley, who have been very second best all half. Half-time, Middlesbrough 2, Barnsley 0.
And remember, Aston Villa play Wolves in the game of the day in the Championship. That's a 5:30 kickoff. As it stands, Fulham are third. Dan McCarthy.
Yes, it's half-time, Preston 0, Fulham 0. I said before kick-off that I'd be expecting a classic game, so predictably, it's been a real turgid affair. Fulham have probably had the best chance of the game. Matt Targett broke the offside trap down the left. He squared the ball across. Mitrovic thought he was going to tap it in, but Paul Huntington got back and executed a brilliant challenge. Both managers, you feel, are going to be happy that the half-time whistle has gone. It's goalless.
And remember, Fulham unbeaten in 14
Half-time.
Championship matches. Game of the day so far in the Championship is at the KCOM Stadium. Naz Preminger is the lucky boy.
Hull City 2, Norwich City 3, 5 goals, 3 penalties in a super half of football, Jason. It was Jackson Irvine who rolled the opener for Hull. James Maddison then levelled from the spot.
Those are
Maddison
weird.
then danced into the box a minute later and drilled home to make it 2-1. And Maddison completed his hat-trick from the spot after Ono Hernandez was fouled in the home area. And then Abel Hernandez a couple of minutes later made it 3-2.
Here's some of
Jared
that.
Bowen was bundled over in the visitors' area. The referee
Kennedy is the lord. Kennedy is the lord. Kennedy makes it too.
Williams, they're just looking at the table. 6 points separating Millwall and Middlesbrough in 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine it?
They've got it too high. Shit.
Well, there is always one team, isn't there, in the Championship who makes a late surge and forces them into the playoff picture. And certainly the feeling amongst the locals here in Bermondsey is why not them? After all, they haven't lost since the 1st of January, Millwall, and they're in front here. Cracking match. They deserve their half-time lead. Given to them, George sat on the he latched onto a loose ball and slotted home after just 51 seconds.
This is half time. That's you here. You're a bit not good, so I'm happy. That didn't hurt, man. It's my door. Whoa.
There's no time. The first couple of weeks of the season, we thought Leeds United would be back in the Premier League. Emma Saunders.
Half-time here, Jason. It's Reading 1, their Leeds 1, but
That's why I don't use red.
I won't do anything until it's all finished, and do it to like one. I'm going to wait till the next finish champagne.
Half time.
When it's doing fully finished, and then we'll play.
Are you just warming up for it? You want to play from there?
After what you've seen, Ross Heaton, Bristol City, will they make the playoffs, do you think?
Well, it's not been very good from them so far. No goals yet, but it's been a rip-roaring affair, which the struggling Brewers have dominated. Sharp in the tackle and threatening throughout, despite a 5-month winless run at home. Ben and Boyce went close early on.
All 6 stars.
Worrying chances just before the break. Outstanding acrobatic saves from the
Well,
City keeper fielding.
all 6 stars. Boom. 1 files off. Surprise, surprise.
Absolutely nothing. It's a dreadful quality game. No shots on target. QPR
There's what can you play sound out tonight?
You're doing a video, I guess.
Yeah, it's me live stream.
At least a willing in this match. Their brightest moments from 18-year-old Swede Azoro. Ashley Fletcher's touch has been very poor up front. Williams has gone off injured again. Each side will feel each other. It's very much there for taking. QPR 0, Sunderland 0.
Oh, Sunderland are shit. We can't do. No, like that.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
What?
That was napped. Stop talking, Geordie.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. He was so chirpy half an hour ago. Let's go to Sue Smith in Hillsborough.
Sheffield Wednesday 0, Bolton 0, a game where you can't fault the players' attitude or effort. They're just lacking a real quality, and a final end ball from both teams is really poor. The first good chance fell for Bolton, centre forward Newey, but he could only find the side netting. And then Bolton's best chance fell for Will Buckley. He struck the ball well, with Joe Wildsmith holding it.
1 hour's files.
Half-time, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Bolton 0.
Nice story.
Sometimes looking in the Championship Interleague, one Adam Cottier.
Wigan 2, Scunthorpe 2 here. Quite a game. Wigan twice. Goals cancelled out within moments.
Drop the dart.
Hopper headers.
I have dropped the dart.
Wigan a half-time lead, but Hopper floated a header superbly over the goalkeeper to make
in stoppage time. Wigan in danger of falling further behind the leaders here. Wigan 2, Scunthorpe 2.
Adam, thank you. Bury have been in good form. Just one defeat in 7, and they lead at home to Oldham Athletic, courtesy of Jay O'Shea and Neil Dan. Struggling Fleetwood, meanwhile, have lost 8 of their last 9 games. They are
Now
behind
using
once
6
again.
dots, but
Moses Lacassie's opening goal
myself
for
for now.
Argyle. Gillingham never won at Portsmouth. 15 attempts. That run set to continue. Jamal Lowe putting Portsmouth 1-0 up. Shrewsbury Town now winning 4 home games. Have taken the lead against Walsall thanks to a goal from Alex Rodman. They are second.
It's past half time now.
It's half time.
I said it was past it.
Accrington Stanley are leading by a goal to nil, losing shell shock at half time. They had the better opportunities in that first half by some distance, but somehow
Oh, that dog's going to be the death of me.
Sean McConaughey's left-footed effort was beautiful and it flew into the far corner of the net. Luton should have been well ahead before that goal went in just before half time. Once Michael Harris cleared off the line, Shinnie was inches wide with a bit of effort on the edge of the area. As it stands, Accrington are going for the top of League 2 and it's 2-1.
Liam Noble joined Notts County from Forest Green in October, and guess what? He's
And then he wiles a dog walk.
Just while I wait until half time is over.
His first win as Mansfield manager. Kane Hemmings with the goal against Colchester United. Dean Bowden scored his first goal for Stevenage against Crewe. Stevenage are the 9th club of 31-year-olds. Much trouble. Right then, this is how it's looking in the Scottish Premiership. St Johnstone lead 2-0 at Dundee, courtesy of Jordan Piggott and Christopher Kane.
Hey, Ben. Go on then. Go on, here. Go on then. I'm behind the curtain. This is why I'm not safe. Oh. On a G-Rock. Frank Lampard.
I'm putting these in here.
Me also made.
Would certainly be Cardiff cutting Wolves lead to
That's tough, man.
Wolves don't play until away at Villa at 5:30. Wolves beat Villa at their place, have not done the double over Aston Villa since 1963. That's how long it was. Actually,
I'm back to kip if you want
they
it.
played the 2 games one day
I'm back to kip if you want it.
I'm Danny.
away the next the series back
Is
there.
it done for sure?
Cardiff can keep this up. That is a tough game.
Because it's
Wolves
Jim.
coming up at 5:30.
Cut him.
Just looking at Villa's recent form, 9 leagues in the last 11.
What am I going to do? I'm going to do this.
The end of this round of fixtures, Wolves lead is just
Right, you're going to go 3 dollars. Of green.
The other one is he really rates this press inside or just outside the press. I think this is Fulham's toughest game left.
Check behind the picture.
15, and then maybe they can continue this fine form that they're on. League 1, well, it's no inch, no quarter, isn't it? Really, Wigan do need, although they've got those games in hand, to try and get a victory over a splutter of the
Oh, the door shot.
Just nearly fell out.
Face planted the floor.
Just nearly fell out.
Jesus nearly face planted the floor.
Very unusual circumstances to take over. And Jason flagged up Berry. I was just looking there, the job that the two
Just
lads,
nearly fell out.
and Kid, as caretakers have done. They're actually only 6 points from safety as things stand at the moment. So 11 games to go. Who knows?
Good,
Going
big
to
time
take
on
you
YouTube.
into League 2.
Oh.
And some sad news that the game at Chesterfield was suspended on the 22nd minute. A spectator in the East Stand was taken ill. The air ambulance had to attend and land on the pitch. I gather they've made the pitch good after the landing of the helicopter. The person in question has been taken away and the players are warming up again. Our thoughts
board.
obviously with the person and family.
I'm going to make myself on board.
And I guess I'm looking at Michael Jolly in this second half. On those poor old Grimsby fans getting far too close
Only forward.
for the
Oh,
relegation zone at the bottom of
Go
League
by
2.
forward.
Spent all those years in the National Like Michael Jolly in charge for his first game today.
Cool,
Heritage
2014.
With just 4 points from the last 45 and 1-0 down to home to Port Vale, who themselves have not had a great start to 2018. That's where we are. Those are the things to look out for in the second half, Jason.
Mark, thank you very much indeed. Before we go back around the grounds and the second halves get underway, let's just recap on what happened at Old Trafford at lunchtime. Manchester United beat Liverpool by 2-1 in one of the fixtures of the season. Two very big penalty talking points for us to discuss here in studio. First, let's get the view of Jurgen Klopp and Jose Mourinho.
Liverpool come with everything. They are the fantastic team that the press is never tired to say how good they are. They create I don't say many difficulties, because in the end I don't remember David to make a goal safe.
In the first half, before the goals, after the goals, we were the dominant side. We had moments, we had good crosses, we came on the touchline, we were in the box really often. It's not easy. We had opportunities to shoot from distance, all that stuff. Set pieces were good, but at the end not good enough because we didn't score.
I think we deserve the victory, but of course a big match. I don't know, because I don't have binoculars, but my feeling is that the referee was also very good.
I think everybody agrees it was a penalty with Delaney and Sadio. It doesn't help us now, but that's the situation you need then. It was the best piece of football in the whole game. You cannot come to Manchester and think the 3 points are guaranteed.
So Jose Mourinho naturally saying the referee had a good game, and Jurgen Klopp saying that.
That's a surprise.
You can never win as a referee, can you?
You're reading into my sentences too much, fellas. But also Jurgen Klopp saying it was a penalty. You didn't think it was.
I think it's a really difficult one to say it's an out-and-out 100% a penalty. Both players come together. They're both coming at it from an angle, and they collide. And I think it's almost impossible to say who kicks who first, who runs into who. Okay, Mane's the forward player trying to gain advantage, but Fellaini doesn't have to get out of the way, and it's a collision.
You've got to remember, Fellaini's 6'5", and Mane's not, and and Fellaini as well. And I can see Klopp's argument is that Fellaini doesn't actually connect with the ball on impact. So there's contact. I don't believe it's a penalty. I believe it's a coming together, but I can see Klopp's side more than I can see Mourinho's side. Yeah. So it looks more of a pen than not.
And on the handball, when Antonio Valencia, it does hit his left hand.
It's a long way away, you know.
Yeah,
it's a long way away.
And it's travelling at pace as well.
But handball is the worst law on the planet. It's supposed to be the most simple law in the game, but it's not. You know, whether it's intentional or
it used to be
not.
It used to be. When you were playing,
but in all honesty, it needs to be changed. Because if you just go on that, it's intentional. The last time we saw an intentional handball was Luis Suarez tipping it over the crossbar.
What a save that was.
In a World Cup. Exactly, in a World Cup quarter-final.
And how he celebrated.
But that you can say was definitely intentional. All the others, it's so difficult. I would just clear it up and say, right, if it hits your hand, it's a penalty.
So when you were playing, right, so Antonio Valencia, right, let's transport him back in time to when you were playing, right, ball comes across, hits his hand, it's a definite penalty.
Simple as that.
Yeah, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. No question.
Thank you. Let's go to St James's Park. Will Perry.
Yeah, we played 3 minutes here in the second half, Jason. A couple of substitutions to tell you about, actually, at half-time. Both made by Maurizio Pellegrino of Southampton. He's brought on Josh Stones and Shane Lloyd in place of Dusan Tadic and Mario Lemina as they try and get something from this game. Newcastle 2, Southampton 0. Guess what the odds were, by the way, Jason, for a Kennedy hat-trick before this game?
You tell us, what were they?
400 to 1.
Wow. Amazing. I wonder what they are now.
Not too slippy.
Thank you very much. What did you say?
I said it's a good little had a good on it.
So if Kennedy scores a hat-trick, this man is leaving the studio. Let's go to the stadium. Any changes? Ivan Gaskell.
No change in the personnel or indeed the rhythm and flow of this game. It's been one-way traffic. It's been Swansea penned into their own penalty area from really 10, 11 minutes in when Ayew was dismissed. The second half has started in exactly the same way. But so far, as you were, no chances taken.
Right, Chris Wise, hope you've enjoyed your half-time cup of tea. Just bringing you on what Danny's been saying about the two teams playing with blue shirts and white numbers. Any confusion in the press box?
Not really from my perspective. I know why Danny's saying it, though. There isn't too much to distinguish between the very dark blue, I'd say, of the back of West Brom's shirt and the slightly lighter sky blue of Leicester City, who've just forced a corner
by the way, so we'll just hang with this because Mahrez has taken it short. It's 1-1. West Brom up against it a little bit as Mahrez makes his way down towards the byline. Last touch has come off him. It's gone out of play. Alan Pardew, Jason's talking ahead of the game about the fans here needing to be very tolerant, but he requires patience from them today. This is going to be such a nail-biting 45 minutes. Remember, West Brom, 8 points short of safety going into this one. 9 games to play. I've done the maths, and realistically, I think they need to win 5 and perhaps draw 2 of their last 9. And considering they've won 3 all season, that is such a big ask.
Winning 5, absolutely. Big, tall order. To Goodison Park, Lindsay Hooper.
Yes, where the rain is starting to throw it down here, and Everton 0, Brighton 0. No changes by Allardyce or by Houghton. And looking back on that first half, which Everton really dominated, 9 chances with 1 on target. Brighton only 2, but both of theirs through Glenn Murray on target. That speaks volumes as well. In terms of here, Walcott broke clear just after the break at pace, squared the ball to Davis instead of shooting, and Davis was surrounded by Brighton defenders, and that seems to be the story so far. Everton 0, Brighton 0.
And straight to the London Stadium. Tony Husband, welcome back.
Yes, thank you, Jason. 4 minutes into the second half here. I'm reappraising what I said at half-time because having listened to Danny Mills deciding that the laws of the game, the way he sees it, ought to be a definite penalty for a handball, any kind of handball, then in which case we should have definitely had a penalty in the first half because Aaron Lennon handled a cross that smacked off his wrist and went away to safety. I didn't even mention it, but under Danny's laws, we should have had a penalty here. 0-0 still.
Yeah, Danny's laws. See, you've got influence. You've got power.
Well, also, as a defender, my intention is to stop the ball going into the box or stop the ball getting to Dion. Yeah. So if I use any illegal part of my body to do that, surely that's intentional because my intent was to stop it getting to Dion.
Agreed. Yeah, true. But Antonio Valencia can't really get his hand out of the way, can he? Because that ball is travelling at serious pace.
So in that case, why are all the defenders going around defending with hands behind their backs?
Yeah.
If you might as well stand like that and say, well, I didn't intend to touch the ball. Yeah. So I mean, it's such a complicated law.
Really.
We get if it was on the line, referees would give it. And I asked a lot of referees that, if it was on the line, would you have given a penalty? They go, yes.
Yes.
If it's 12, 13, 14 yards out, would you give a penalty? No. Yes. That can't be right.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, red card at Loftus Road. Jackie Oakley.
Oh dear. Just as I said, this game was there for the taking for either side.
Sunderland went down to 10 men.
Just had their goalkeeper sent off. Jason Steele. He came out to try to meet a long through ball over the top from Darnell, a furlong. He completely misjudged it. It went to go over his head. He put his arm out to stop it, but he was outside of his box, and he's been sent off, but at least he hasn't been made to pay, as Josh Scowen has just curled a free kick over the bar. And to make matters worse, Lee Camp has just come on in place of their most promising player in the first half, Joel Azoro, 0-0.
Oh dear, when you're down there, no luck at all for Chris Coleman. But that is
unintentional.
Unintentional handball outside the box.
By the keeper.
Didn't mean to touch it, ref. Let's go to the Cardiff City Stadium. Hamish Marshall.
Well, 5 minutes into the second half, but still Cardiff 3, Birmingham 0. One change from Gary Monk, Mark Roberts on for Carl Jenkins, and pretty much though like for like. Don't really know where Birmingham go in this game apart from damage limitation. Really is beginning to look like Cardiff could be coming back to the Premier League. They could be 7 points clear of third place if results stay the same, and Wolves beat Villa in the late game this afternoon. 3-0 to Cardiff.
And to the KCOM Stadium, Naz Prem G.
Hull City 2, Norwich City 3. We've only just kicked off. We had a strange situation where we were waiting for the visitors to come out onto the pitch, and the referee, Tim Robinson, was having a little bit of a chat with Nigel Atkins about that. We've had about 10 seconds, and it is Hull City 2, Norwich City 3.
Right then, somebody has told me, Sue Smith, that you were due to go to Hull City. Instead, you opted to go to Hillsborough.
I can't believe it. When I was hearing the goals going in, and it is Sheffield Wednesday 0, Bolton 0, no changes. Wednesday's tactics very much is just long ball up to the big centre forward Newey and players to get in and around him. It's not working for them. They need to change that. And Bolton just need to improve their final ball into Lafondra. He's just playing off scraps at the moment. So Sheffield Wednesday 0, Bolton 0. I wish I was where Naz Premji was right now.
I'm sure you'll get 5 goals in the next half an hour. Goal in the Riverside, Joe Tenner.
Middlesbrough 3, Barnsley 0. Patrick Bamford gets another one. That's 8 goals in 5 games for him. Long deep cross. Goalkeeper missed it. Bamford on the near post. Just tucked it in. Easy as you like. Middlesbrough 3, Barnsley 0.
Easy as you like. Chance at the Hawthorns. Chris Wise.
We saw Kasper Schmeichel, the Leicester City goalkeeper, make a really good save in the first half. And Ben Foster, his West Brom equivalent, has just done the same. A shot on the angle. I think it was Chilwell who delivered the effort. Again, it took a deflection, and Foster had to react so quickly to stretch up a right palm and turn it away. The game's opening up, and there's a good feeling inside the stadium that West Brom can still perhaps find this crucial winner.
Sue Smith, look away now. Naz Premji's got a penalty.
I don't believe this. Hull City have a penalty. The referee seen an infringement in the box. Abel Hernandez is going to step up here. This would be the fourth penalty. It is the fourth penalty in the game. And if Abel Hernandez can score it, it'll be the fourth penalty converted. Ball on spot. Angus Gunn standing by. Referee blows the whistle. And here comes Abel Hernandez to level it up. And he does emphatically down the centre. And we are all square. It is Hull City 3, Norwich City 3. Sorry, Sue.
Yeah, sorry, Sue. What a game you got there, Naz. Let's go to the London Stadium. What's happening, Tony Husband?
Well, Burnley have had the ball in the net, but it's been ruled out for offside. Ashley Barnes trying to time his run as the ball was played into him, left side of the penalty area. Good finish, actually, as well. The offside flag was up straight away. Must admit, we were all expecting to see the offside flag go up. It did. The replay didn't see really because the angle of the replay makes it look like Barnes. It's really, really tight. Although, actually, to the naked eye in the stadium, he did look offside. So a tight one, but we weren't looking right down the line. 0-0.
We've got another goal in League One at the DW Stadium. Adam Cotier.
And it's another cracking game. Wigan 2, Scunthorpe 3. Scunthorpe in the lead for the first time, and it's Ivan Toney who scored it. He had a loan spell at Wigan earlier in the season. Bishop headed against the bar. Tony had to turn, and he fired into the net. Scunthorpe ahead. Wigan 2, Scunthorpe 3.
Oh, Wigan Athletic, what is happening to you? Penalty at Cardiff City.
It's gone to Birmingham City through some shot pulling in the penalty area. There was no real massive appeals for it, but the referee, Peter Banks, we thought he was going to blow for a free kick. Instead, he pointed straight to the penalty spot, and Craig Gardner is going to have a chance to reduce the deficit here and get Birmingham back into this game. They've scored 1 goal in 6.5 games. Can they get themselves a second and reduce the deficit here to 3-1? He's over the ball now. The referee making sure that everyone is outside the penalty area. Cardiff have dominated this game. Birmingham so deep in relegation trouble. Really need to try and find something. Gardner's over the ball now. He comes and it's into the bottom corner. Birmingham have a way back into this. Cardiff 3, Birmingham 1.
And back to the Premier League. Goal at St James's Park. Will Perry.
Well, listen to this for a scoreline. Newcastle 3.
3-0 the tune. Get in.
Match down the bottom of the Premier League. John Joe Shelby just rolls the ball, squares it to Matt Ritchie from the edge of the D with his left foot. Rolls it into the
Get in, Newcastle United.
To be honest, from here, from Alex McCarthy's point of view, it creeps
Look at that, David.
And Newcastle
No, look.
get a huge 3 points. Newcastle 3.
People who say Southampton are going to win.
Well, it's a
1%.
fine finish, but alarmingly, Southampton have had 1 shot in the whole game, and you just wonder whether
Get in. Green out.
Pellegrino has to go after this.
Massive result this is for Southampton. You know, what did I put down? Where's my Newcastle players here? Look, I've got Ritchie making good decisions. Shelby, brilliant, taking control of the game. That's exactly what Shelby's done just there. Patience. The movement around him has been very good from his Newcastle forwards. He goes to the left, doesn't work. Comes back inside, nothing on. Patience. Rolls it into Ritchie's feet. And Ritchie with his left foot just curls it. He doesn't strike it well at all, but he puts it so far in the corner that, you know, keeper's got no chance of stopping.
So Dion and Danny, we're in a better position now then to answer the question that I put to you earlier about Southampton's squad and their team, and you said about players rolling their sleeves up. Yeah. Have we seen any of that today from Southampton?
No, I think it's been a really poor and disappointing performance. We said before, they haven't been hammered too many times, but this type of defeat at this point in the season could be really demoralising. And if results don't go their way, by the end of the weekend, they could be in the bottom 3.
Yep, we got a goal finally at Goodison Park. Lindsay Hooper, which way?
It's gone to the home side, and deservedly so. They have dominated here. Everton 1, Brighton 0, and he hasn't
2-0 Newcastle. 3-0 Newcastle.
But what a delivery from Yannick Bolasie, a loop ball to the far post, and Walcott doing everything right to get rid of his defender, got on the right side, and really a tap-in from close range for Theo Walcott. Everton 1, Brighton 0.
And a goal in the Championship at the Medeski, Emma Saunders.
It's Reading 1, Leeds United 2. Pablo Hernandez doubling the visitors' advantage. Leeds looking to come out of an awful slump in form. They came here today just one win in 12, but they are now ahead. It's Reading 1, Leeds 2.
And another goal at the Riverside, Graham Tanner.
This time to Barnsley. A bit of a mistake by Randolph in goal. It was a strong shot from Gardner, rebounded off Randolph's chest straight to Moore, and he headed it in. And Barnsley looking for a second here, but it's Middlesbrough 3, Barnsley 1.
Back to the Premier League. Changes for both West Brom and Leicester, Chris Wise.
Kelechi Iheanacho on for Leicester, replacing Okazaki, who'd only come back into the team after a month out and was slightly off the pace, I have to say, after that injury. The West Brom change slightly more interesting. Sam Field has come on to replace Gregors Krychowiak, who had an obvious show of dissent as he left the field of play, clearly unhappy about being removed. Something was said between him and Alan Pardew as he made his way back into the technical area. And I'm not too sure, to be honest, Pardew particularly needs that sort of behaviour from Gregors Krychowiak. It is still West Brom 1, Leicester 1.
That is definitely an own goal at Goodison Park. That's not Theo Walcott's goal, is it?
No, it's not. It's a great ball to the back post. Gaetan Bong just... He doesn't know where Theo Walcott is, coming in at the far post. He sticks out his outstretched right leg. It catches his knee and goes to the back of the net. I mean, just after that, Theo Walcott didn't really celebrate, which is why we questioned it initially. And then Bong gets up and he has sort of a wry smile towards the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
and you realise it's an own goal.
he's wrong side. He's defending with what we call our shoulders down the pitch. Goal there, goal there. He should be like that so he can see Theo Walcott coming. He's got to come across him rather than going behind. And if Theo's not there, he'll clear it. Yeah. Theo's put himself in a position to make it difficult for him, and he's put it in the back.
Lapse in concentration, effectively. Is that what
Well,
you're saying?
yeah, just not very good preparation for that position.
Okay, we've got another goal at the Medeski, Emma Saunders.
Yes, Reading right back in this. 2 goals in as many minutes. It's Reading 2, Leeds 2, and I think it might actually go down as an own goal with O'Kane with the final touch. It was a real scrap. Ball came into the 6-yard box, and I think it was O'Kane with the final touch. He slapped the ground as the ball went into the back of the net. Reading back in this. It's Reading 2, Leeds 2.
And this is the reason why they didn't want to get rid of him. Chris Wise.
Riyad Mahrez scores. Leicester City lead. They've come from behind to do it. And this could be a real problem now for Alan Pardew's side, who are very much staring down the barrel. But again, wonderfully crafted Leicester City goal. Iheanacho has just come on. A deft little flick over the back of the two West Brom centre-halves on the edge of the penalty area. Mahrez's first touch is exquisite. And with Foster flapping, just flicks it away from him. Wonderful goal, 2-1 Leicester.
We've seen 3 brilliant pieces of skill this afternoon, haven't we?
The kids are winning
Chester
3-1
James's
now.
Park. Yeah. We've had Riyad Mahrez's ball and Jamie Vardy's finish. And that wonderful touch from Riyad Mahrez as well.
Well, he's got the quality to do things like that. He's not
What?
that can bring the ball down with his toe over Ghazi's head, the West Brom defender. He just doesn't panic in any situation. He's got the keeper bearing down on him. And he's the slightest of players, so he wouldn't want any contact. Quiz it down, puts over his head. All in one movement. But that's why you have to keep hold of those players.
Just so nimble. Chris Wise, our man there, he's talking about 5 wins for West Bromwich Albion. He'd done the maths as well. And I've just been looking at those fixtures and trying to work out where those 5 wins would come from. I'm looking at 3 games. They've got Spurs, United, Liverpool to play out of the games remaining. So really, you think it's finished?
I do. If it finishes like this, and if they lose this game, I can't see them getting out of it. Because it's not, Southampton Palace, someone else is going to win a game in that situation. So, they're not just 8 points from safety, really. They're almost 10, 11 points, realistically, from safety at this point. So, they've got to win 3 games, 4 games, just to get out of the relegation zone. And that's if all those other teams lose.
And as I say, look at their fixtures as well.
But a lot of those other teams are actually playing each other towards the end of the season. And they can't all lose. They can't both end up with 0 points.
The one thing I will say about West Brom is that they have got some big characters, some big senior pros in there that won't allow players around them to say, well, yeah, we're down. They won't. The likes of Gareth Barry and Fletcher and those kind of players, McCauley as well, who's on the bench, they're the players that will have to go, right, lads, listen, this is our last chance.
And in the first half, they really had a go. And they took the lead with that 1 goal when they conceded that. Confidence just disappeared.
Talking of goals, very, very big one at Kenilworth Road.
An equaliser for Luton. Luton won from an Accrington corner kick. It was held by the goalkeeper. He bowled out to Jack Stacey, who from inside his own half ticks out a brilliant ball to Elliot Lee, cut back inside and smashed it.
He's not allowed now.
Brilliant goal.
Him?
Luton won, Accrington won.
And a goal in the Championship at Loftus Road.
QPR
won 10-man
Sunderland are losing.
First league start for QPR at Bury.
Sunderland are relegated.
Excuse me, who the fans have been desperate to see start. He's been fantastic. He easily slipped past Lee Catamol and he accidentally played a 1-2 with Smith. He couldn't get the ball back to him, but he did accidentally. And he latched onto it, left-footed past Lee Cam. And it's 1-0 to QPR.
It is unbelievable, isn't it, Mark? From European Championship semi-finals with Wales to bottom of the Championship with Sunderland.
Well, I've got an absolutely killer stat here. Since the start of last season, Sunderland have started the day, that's a match day, in the relegation zone for 82% of their matches. Can you imagine how that gets in your bones and drives you absolutely crazy? I'm behind again, sorry, that's come up on our screen there, but we know that QPR have taken the lead. There's your ding-dong-do of a game. I mean, remarkable match going on there, with the whole fighting for their lives, and two players, one on each side, getting 2 penalties each. Let me take you into League One.
Teddy.
Just give you a little run through exactly where we are there. Obviously, Blackburn the leaders at the start of the day, 15 unbeaten at home before today, 1-0 up. I just see that Peterborough got a second goal there on Steve Evans' bow as their manager Michael Bostwick with their
Oh, what he got now, man? Oh, he's got a ball.
An equaliser back against Portsmouth. Really,
he's got a bobble.
I know. All right, being distracted by FA Cup runs.
Not fine.
Glory, but at the moment, league form suffering a wee bit because Shrewsbury and Blackburn are giving not an inch, not a quarter. Let's take you into League Two. I mentioned that game was delayed at Chesterfield. The air ambulance had to land on the pitch
give him a proper boot on there.
underway again. Chesterfield did take